So today we'll begin in Shavasana. So go ahead and lay back on your back with the arms and legs relaxed at your side, extended towards the top of the mat. Begin to bring awareness to your breath, fully inhaling, fully exhaling. Allow yourself to drop into your space, into your practice. Exhaling out any thoughts. Inhaling focus and ease. Maybe bringing to mind any mantra or empowering thoughts, anything you've been thinking about or working on recently, just to reaffirm yourself and thank yourself for showing up, setting aside this time. Continue to deepen the inhales, expanding the lungs, the ribs, and exhaling, pressing out all the stale air. We'll breathe here for just another few rounds of breath. On your next inhale, draw the legs together, reach the arms up overhead, take a stretch. Full breath in and exhale the arms to your side. Begin to bend into the knees, planting your feet about hips width distance apart. Walk the heels in so you can just touch the backs of your feet, the backs of your heels with your fingertips, preparing for a few gentle bridge lifts. So keeping the forearms down, the shoulders relaxed. On an inhale, lift from the belly button, lifting the hips up. And exhaling, slowly lowering down. Inhaling, lifting, engaging the thighs, relaxing the butt. Exhale it down. Just a few more rounds on your own timing. Trying to keep the thighs as still as possible as you lift and lower from your core. Take one final inhale, lift, and hold for 3 rounds of breath. Keep the chin slightly tucked. Slowly releasing on your third exhale. Draw the knees in towards your chest. Hug the knees and your legs close in. Maybe rock left to right. You're going to take some circles with the knees, rolling out the low back one direction. Slowly stopping and switching directions, creating those little circles on the other side. And then begin to rock up and down the spine. Maybe gaining enough momentum to sit up. Otherwise, just press yourself up there. And from here, we'll take a seated figure 4. So walk your hands back and then cross your right ankle over your left knee. To increase the intensity of that opening, stretching, lengthening of the hip, you can bring your chest closer to that right leg, or you can walk that left heel in. Propping yourself up and slide your ankle over the knee. So your foot should be off the side of your left leg there. Relax the shoulders down the back, lift the sternum, slight tuck of the chin, and breathe. Maybe a gentle rocking if you like to bring a little movement into the first stretches, the first postures of the class can be helpful. Maybe you prefer to hold still and just let the subtle body do the work. Keep the jaw relaxed wherever you're at. And if you're swaying, gently come back to center. Relax back onto your arms to switch the crossing of the legs, releasing the right foot to the earth and switching left ankle over the right thigh. Remember to slide that leg off the side of, slide the top leg off the side of your right leg so your ankle is free to move about. And then just walk your hands in and or the heel in to find the right amount of seated figure four for your left hip. Again, relaxing the shoulders, keeping the sternum lifted, the spine somewhat straight. Maybe you want to take that rocking action. And continue to breathe deeply here. Slow inhales and slow exhales in and out through the nose. And then bring the hips to center. Relax back onto your hands, release your legs, take a few windshield wipers left and right with both knees. And then gently make your way to tabletop. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And we'll continue with a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhaling, dropping the belly, lifting the chin and the tailbone. Exhaling, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone, curling the spine. Continuing with your own rhythm. Feeling free to add in any extra little side bends or sighs, yawns. Just a few more rounds here, beginning to move intuitively. And then coming to neutral spine, take the right leg and open that right hip up. So you're just kind of lifting the knee, okay? This way. And we're gonna do the same thing with the left arm. So finding a cactus arm, right knee opens and left arm opens. As parallel as you can get. And on the exhale, curl it in, elbow to knee, curl the spine, finding cat. Inhale, finding cow and opening the knee and the shoulder. Exhale it in. Inhale to open, exhale, close. Squeeze that breath out on the exhale. Last one, exhale it in. And then release the hand and the foot down. And we'll switch sides. This time lifting the left knee and the right arm. 90 degrees, if you can, parallel to the floor. Look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hug it in. Elbow to knee, curl the spine. Inhale, open back up. Exhale in. Using your breath to guide your movements. You need to fire up that balance and that core. Welcoming some stability to the body. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, hug it in. Release the hand and the knee to the mat. Tuck the toes, shift the hips back, and begin to roll, curling the spine into downward facing dog. Walking the feet back, lengthening through the spine. Breathe. Lift up through the tailbone, press down through the heels. Release the head of the neck. 3 more breaths in our downward facing dog. Breathe out your next exhale through open mouth, letting it all out. Look between your hands, step the right foot forward and lower the left knee, low lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up, clasp the fingertips up at the top and tilt towards the right. You'll feel a deep stretch in the inner Left side, maybe getting into that psoas. If you drop the hips a little bit, find some lift as you tilt to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale the arms back up. Exhale, plant them on either side of your foot. Tuck the back toes. Step back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Deeply inhaling, fully exhaling. And then look between your hands. Step the left foot forward. Release the right knee to the mat. Low lunge again. Reaching the arms up. Clasping the fingertips together at the top. Relax the shoulders as you find some lift and tilt towards the left. Maybe dropping into the hips, shifting the weight forward a little bit. Still find that lift. Keep the heart open. Breathe into that right side psoas. Inhale back to center. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, plant your hands on either side of your foot. Tuck the back toes. Step back to downward facing dog. 3 more breaths here. And then we're going to move through sun salutations. Looking between your hands. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, curl the spine, bring the arms up with you at the top, bring the palms together. Exhale them down through heart center. Focus the gaze on your fingertips or close your eyes. Feel the feet firmly grounding on the mat. Inhale, lengthen up through the legs, slight tuck of the tailbone, standing firm and tall. Relax the shoulders. Breathe in deeply through the nose, open mouth, exhale, let it go. Release the hands to your side. And we'll begin sun salutation A. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Take your time. Look up halfway, bring your hands to your shins or your thighs, straight back, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back to plank. And then either lower all the way down through chaturanga or lower your knees, your chest, and your chin. Inhale, pull through to cobra or take up dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Don't just count them down, make them count. Each round of breath, hugging the feet and the hands in more. Lifting up through the core. Spinning the biceps forward. You've got this. After your 5th exhale, inhale, look between your hands. Make your way to the top. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand. Arms up, gaze up, palms together. Exhale them down through Anjali Mudra and release. Sun salutation B. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to chair. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back. Lower through chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Open through the collarbone. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward, warrior 1. Plant the left heel. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Sinking into that lunge. Trying to square the hips forward. Right knee bends. But still finding that scissoring, that action of drawing the right hip back, the left hip forward. 1 more breath in here. Look up. Exhale, reach forward, plant your hands down on either side of the right foot. Step that foot back, lower through. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step that left foot forward, warrior 1. Right heel plants down, ground down to inhale, reach up. Take that time to set up your posture. Scissoring the legs together, drawing the energy up the body. Trying to bring the shoulder and the hip points towards the top of the mat. Hugging the rib cage in, slight tuck of the tailbone. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands on either side of the foot. Step the left foot back. Lower down to the mat. Inhale, look up, open the heart on the inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Let it out. Breathe it in. Finding a balance of activeness in this posture and recentering, grounding, coming back to your positive thoughts. Exhaling out anything you don't need, distracting thoughts, sensations, sounds around you. Let the head hang heavy. Look between your hands and make your way to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway, straight spine, gazing down. Exhale, forward fold, chest over your thighs, let your head hang heavy. And then inhale, roll up to stand. Perfect. Palms facing forward. One more breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it out. Reach the arms up on your inhale. And we're going to forward fold again, taking our big toes with our first 2 fingers, wrapping those first 2 fingers around the big toes, feet about hips width distance apart or whatever feels stable for you. Bending into the knees if you need. Inhale, straighten the spine, and then exhale, fold over the shins, lifting up through the sitting bones and the tailbone, maybe beginning to straighten your legs. Maybe not. Pressing the inner feet down, hinging at the hips. You want your back to be cascading down your legs. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, release the toes. Bring your hands to your hips and stand up. Shift the weight to the left foot. We're going to bring that right knee up and take, again, those first 2 fingers and wrap it around your big toe. You can also hold onto your knee here for a little bit more stability. We're going to spend 5 rounds of breath either way. So find your posture. Lengthen through the spine, open the heart. Find your balance. Teeter-totter a bit if you need. And finding a spot to focus on in front of you that's not moving can be really helpful. It's called your drishti, your focal point. So once you find a little bit of stillness, begin to count your 5 breaths. Stay with yourself, adjust as you need. If you have your big toe, maybe you begin to extend that leg out in front of you, keeping the heart lifted. On your last exhale, slowly release that right foot to the mat. Shake it out if you need. And then find your stable grounding stance again as we prepare for the next side. So right hand on your waist, shift the weight to the right foot, lift up that left knee. Clasp the knee with a hand if you're staying here, or take your first 2 fingers and wrap around your big left toe. Find your drishti. Find your balance. Even if it's a fight, it still counts. Your body is still working, creating new muscle memory, engaging new parts of the muscles and tendons and ligaments. Maybe you extend that foot out, maybe you don't, it's okay. There's no goal but to breathe into the posture. Keep breathing. Find your 5 breaths when you've reached your balance point on the edge of effort and ease. Inhaling that foot back in, release it down. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, take your time. Bring the arms up with you. And exhale to your side. Triangle pose. Step the right foot to the back of the mat and pivot so that your gaze is over that right foot. Reach the arms out like a T. Reach forward with the right fingertips, tilting as far as you can, and then bring that right hand to the inside of the right leg. Reach the left arm up. You can also use a block here to make this a little bit more accessible, depending on where you're at today. Keeping a slight bend in the knee, spinning the heart towards the ceiling, looking up at your left fingertips, if that's okay for your hand. If you're struggling with balance today or having neck concerns, you can also look straight down or straight ahead. Find what works. Hug everything in. 3 more rounds of breath. Inhale, coming back up, turning on your heels to face now the top of the mat for triangle on the other side. Reaching forward with that left arm, hinging forward, keeping a little buoyancy in that left knee. Drop the left hand to the inside of the left leg. Reach the right arm up. Adjust your stance. Imagine you're being squeezed between 2 panes of glass. So hug the ribs in. Slight tuck of the tailbone. Reaching up, gazing up, if that's okay, using your block if you need it. Breathe. Hugging in, drawing that energy up. One final breath here. Exhale it out. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Take a breath. A little rest. Bringing your mind back into your body. Releasing any judgments, any feelings on that posture. Releasing the anticipation of what's next. Just being here. Noticing how the body feels after each posture. On your next inhale, step that right foot back again. Warrior 2. So spin to the back of the room. Heel toe the foot to the center of the mat. So your right ankle is in line with the left heel. Bending into that right knee, extend the arms wide. Gaze is over your front fingertips. Press the hips open, press the shoulders open, squeezing the backs of the shoulder blades together. Be really strong and firm in this posture. Find your drishti. Inhale, flip the front palm, reverse warrior. Exhale to side angle lunge, right elbow to right knee, left arm comes up overhead. We'll just be here for a second. Let your inhale bring you back up to warrior 2. Straighten that right leg. Pivot your toes to face the long edge of the mat and take warrior 2 on the other side. Facing the top of the mat, left toes towards the top, right toes facing the wide edge. Bending into that left knee, align your front heel to your back arch. Again, as we sink down, we're also drawing that energy up. Let it lift your spine, lifting up out of your pelvis as you press the feet down. Lengthen through the arms. Gaze over your front fingertips. Hug the front body in. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, reach forward, flip your warrior. Exhale to side angle lunge. Left elbow to left knee, right arm comes up overhead for the exhale. Inhale, coming back up. Turn your toes to face the wide edge of the mat. Wide-legged forward fold. Bring your chest down between your legs. Grabbing either your big toes or your ankles. You can also place your hands on the floor in front of you. So your choice. I'm going to go with fingertips around the big toes. Shift the weight forward to the balls of the feet, hinging at the hips. Release the head and the neck so you're looking back behind you. Crown of the head towards the floor. Hug the feet in, a little buoyancy in the knees, lifting up through the sitting bones. Breathe. Let your focus be on your breath, how the body feels, nothing else. Just be right here. There's no agenda, no judgments, just you and your wide-legged forward fold. On your next inhale, look up halfway, release your hands and bring them to your hips. Keeping some buoyancy in the knees, come up straight. Extend the arms wide and step towards the top of the mat. Take a rest here. Exhale it out. Spend a few rounds of breath, letting the body breathe. Recoil from those postures, noticing how the blood flows. Catching your breath. If you inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands and step your feet back to downward facing dog. We're going to take fallen triangle here. So inhale, extend the right leg up and back. Exhale, bring the knee in towards your nose, shift the weight forward, and then lower that right foot to the outside of the mat towards the left. So your right foot is inching towards the outside of your left hand. Once you're there, lower to the inside of the left foot and reach the left arm up. Pressing down. And this energy of that side plank, lifting up through the left hip. One more breath in here. Exhale, lower that left hand. Shift back, bringing the right leg up and back behind you. Lower that right leg down. Take a breath. And when you're ready, other side, lifting the left heel up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Curl the spine as you shift the weight forward onto your hands and lower that left leg to the outside of the mat. So you're crossing your left leg over the side of the mat. Spin to lower your right foot, reach the right arm up. Fallen triangle. Pressing up through that right hip, finding some lift. One more inhale. Exhale, lower that right hand down, unwind, bringing that left heel up and back. Exhale, foot down to your downward facing dog. If you need to rest in child's pose for a moment, go for it. Just come back to the breath. When you're ready, meet in downward dog. If you're not already there, look between your hands, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to chair, drop the hips, lift the arms. Feet about hips width distance apart. Tuck the tailbone, engage the belly. Relax the shoulders. You might be standing up pretty tall here, and that's fine. Shift the weight back towards the heels, releasing the toes. And then we're going to shift the weight forward to the toes and lift the heels, coming up on your tippy toes. Keep finding some lift. Firm in the ankles. You've got this. Breathe, play around, have a little fun. Don't take it too seriously. Exhale, back to chair. Inhale to stand, reach up, and then exhale, release the arms to your side. Take a breath, take a rest here. Full breath in. Exhale out through open mouth. Maybe closing the eyes, refocusing onto your breath, your mantra. And blinking, open your eyes, finding yourself back at the top of your mat. Now take standing figure four. So shifting the weight to the right, bringing the palms together at heart center. You might need them to help you a little bit, so feel free to use them as your assist whenever you need. Beginning to lift that left knee up. Cross that left ankle over the right thigh. Make sure your ankle is off the side of your right leg. Maybe this is your practice here. Maybe you can begin to shift the hips back and find a chair posture, making your way to standing figure four. Keep the spine as straight as you can here, so heart is broad and open, shoulders relaxed down the back. Think sinking back and lengthening through the spine. Breathe. Breathing into wherever you're feeling the left glute, left hip. One more breath in, pressing down through the right foot. Inhale to stand. Bring that left knee with you. Release the hands and the foot to the mat. Roll it out, shake it out, whatever you need before we prepare for the other side. Shifting the weight to the left foot, bringing your palms together, heart center. Begin to lift up on that lifting up on that right knee. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. Remember, you can help yourself out if you need. And then sink the hips back like you're bowing forward. Straight spine. Growing roots down into the earth with the left foot for your balance. Keeping the neck neutral, finding a spot to gaze at your drishti in front of you on the floor. Breathe. Coming back up if you fall. I'm right here struggling with you. 2 more breaths here. Press down into the left foot to inhale to stand. Bring that right knee with you. Release it down to the mat. Release the hands. Shake it out. Roll it out. And then inhale. Reach the arms up. Exhale. Forward fold. Let yourself just hang over your legs here. Breathe. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands to the mat and step your left foot back for lizard pose. So a few options for lizard. You can keep your back leg lifted, or you can drop down to your left knee. You might want to grab your blocks here. We're going to bring both hands to the inside of that right foot. Right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward. I'm going to lift my knee, but feel free to keep yours on the ground if you're there. So scissoring the legs together, finding some openness in the heart, relaxing the head and the neck so gaze is straight down. Here's your lizard. You can use your block to lift you up higher, or maybe beginning to lower down a little bit. Find your breath. Embody your lizard. Don't let your thoughts wander elsewhere. Stay present. Notice the work the body is doing. Final breath in. Exhale it out. If your knee was down, go ahead and lift that knee up. We're going to walk to lizard on the other side through a wide-legged forward fold. So just walk your hands over the left side of the mat. Finding your wide-legged forward fold, pivoting the toes to face the wide edge, and then walking them until you come to the back of the mat. The left knee bent, right leg extended long. If you lower your knee, do so on the other side. Pull that left hip back, right hip pulls forward, scissoring action. Open through the heart. Inhale and exhale. Continue that in and out. Trying to slow down your breath, even though the body's been working hard. Coming back to that rhythm of in and out. Finding the little pauses in between. Stay with yourself. One more round of breath. Open mouth, exhale out. Walk your hands back through wide-legged forward fold to the top of the mat. Step that knee back, finding tabletop. Maybe take a round of cat and cow if that would feel good for you. And then we're going to lower onto our bellies. Preparing for bow pose. And first, take a cobra. So bringing your hands on either side of your chest. Hug the elbows in. Toes zip together. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, release. Bending the knees. So the feet are up towards the sky. Reach back with your hands and grab your ankles. If you can, you can also use a strap here or just reach. If you've got your feet. Inhale like cobra, lifting the heart off the mat. Then maybe lifting the knees. Breathing here, maybe like a little seesaw on the belly. Breathe deeply. Press your feet and your hands together, creating like a bow. Lifting up through the feet. Squeezing the legs together. One more inhale. Gentle release, lowering the knees, releasing the feet, and relaxing the head on the mat. Breathe here. Feeling how the blood flow restores into the body after that last posture. Bringing the palms next to your chest, we'll take another cobra. Inhale, look up. Light in the hands. You should be able to lift your hands off the mat here. If you'd like to lift a little higher into your cobra, feel free. Maybe you'd like to take another bow pose. If that would feel good, you're welcome. Keep the shoulders relaxed if you're in your cobra. Gently release whatever posture you're in. And from here, we're going to take frog pose. So you have a couple options. You can take half frog, where you draw that right knee up about a 90-degree angle. Right arm follows, left side of the face, and then the other side. So that's half frog. If you'd like to take full frog, not that it's any better, what you'll do is begin to widen your knees to the edges of the mat. And I would recommend actually sitting this way on your mat so you have more space. Your knees are cushioned, not on a hard floor. Feet stick out. Widen your knees as much as feels good. Don't go too far in this. It's really easy to overdo it in frog. Lowering down onto your forearms, using any props that you need. Releasing the head and the neck, and hanging out here. So either going back to half frog if this is too intense, or breathing into your frog pose. Coming back to your breath, seeing if you can slow down the inhales and the exhales here. Stay with yourself. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere, trying to compensate for the posture. For me, it's often the jaw, or I'm squeezing my fingertips together. Just let that go. Let your body feel the posture, where it feels it. Opening of the inner hips. If you took half frog, go ahead and take the other side. Gently releasing the right leg down. Bringing the left knee up to about 90-degree angle. Taking the cactus arm with the left, switching sides of the face. If you're in full frog, noticing if you went a little too far, or maybe you can take it a little more open as your body opens up a little. Adjust if you need, and then let yourself be. Just breathing here on the mat. Not fighting the body. Taking care if this is too much for you. Slowly backing out. If you're in that full frog pose, using your forearms to press down and maybe pressing the hips back for a little bit more sensation. Be gentle. We'll take 3 more rounds of breath in whatever variation you're in. And then from full frog, shifting forward onto your forearms, pressing up onto your hands, bringing the toes together and shifting back onto your heels. That's the best way I've found to come out of it, but if you found another way that works, just gently release from the posture. Take your time bringing your knees together. From your half frog, just press up and back to child's pose. From full frog, take your time getting there. It was a big opener. And find your child's pose, forehead down. Breathe. Maybe massaging the third eye by gently shaking your head, yes and no. And on an inhale, rolling the spine up to sit onto your heels. We'll take camel pose. The block can be helpful here. A few options with it. You can either bring it between your legs to help kind of engage and squeeze in. You can lift it upright to help have a little bit of lift from your heels. You can also bring it between your thighs to engage that to help keep you lifted. So your choice. If you don't have a block, you're not going to be missing out. So from camel, we're going to begin with our hands on our hips, squeezing the elbows together. Slight tuck of the tailbone, lift of the sternum, tuck of the chin, so long through the back. Find some lift here. Lengthen the spine, trying to stretch the spine, and then begin to look up. Maybe this is where you stay, maybe this is where you work. The next step would be to take your hand back, right hand back to your right ankle, or maybe to that block, reaching the left arm up. Try breathing here. You can also tuck your toes under if that's a little bit more helpful. Let's come back to our starting point, our hands on our hips. And then we'll take the other side. So again, straighten through the spine, trying to stretch your spine as if you're trying to make yourself taller. Begin to lift the chin, look up. Take that left hand back to your block or to your ankle. Reach the right arm up. Mimicking that bow pose, open through the heart, finding lift before reaching back. Exhale that right hand to your waist, left hand to your waist, coming back up. And you can continue with that half camel. If you'd like to try full camel, we'll start the same way. Lifting up through the spine, engaging the thighs, tuck the tailbone down, lift the sternum. Inhale, look up. Shift back, but lift the heart towards the ceiling. So we're looking for that heart towards the sky, always reaching up before reaching back. If you've got your heels or your block, press the hips forward, lift the heart. Maybe you keep your hands on your low back. Breathe. Find the openness. Maybe you begin to drop your head back. Try to take 3 more breaths. Relax the butt, but tilt the tailbone down. Keep opening through the heart. When you're ready to come up, bring your hands to your hips. Gentle look to the neck as you stand up onto your knees. Move the block, shift the hips down. Taking hero pose, bring your hands to the top of your thighs. Let yourself rest here for just a few rounds of breath. Breathe. Begin to slow down the heart rate. Softening your gaze. And then shifting your hips to the left. Cross your right leg over your left for cow face pose. So stacking the knees. Right knee over your left, if you can. It might look a little bit different from you. That's okay. And then reach the right arm up, giving yourself a little pat on the back. Take that left hand and wrap it around. Try to reach for your fingertips. You might not make it. That's okay. Open through the heart, lengthen the spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale, tuck the chin. Looking up through the back of the neck, keep the gaze somewhat downward. Breathing here. One final inhale and exhale. Release the arms to the side. We're just going to switch the crossing of the legs. So you can shift your weight back onto your hands and uncross the legs going the other way. Any way you'd like to transition. Just get your left knee on top of your right or some variation of that. Drawing the heels in. And this time the left arm is going to come up. And give yourself a pat on the back with that left hand. Right arm's going to come behind back of the right hand against the low back. Maybe it begins to inch its way up the spine so your fingertips are reaching towards each other. Mine are not really anywhere near each other, so you're not missing out. Just find what works. Open through the elbows so your heart can be broad. Inhale, look up, lift up through the spine. Keep the spine lifted as you tuck your chin. Breathe here. One more full inhale and exhale. Release the arms to the side. And finding yourself, wherever you're at on your mat, in your cow face pose, we're going to transition to pigeon. So right now your left knee is on top. What you're going to do is gently swing that left leg around behind you for pigeon pose. Your right shin is going to come parallel to the top of the mat. You might need to walk forward a little bit to bring that left leg behind you. All right. So front shin is parallel to the top of the mat. Left leg is back behind you. We're going to practice some lift here. So we're not just going to fall over here and relax down. We're going to make this an active posture. So you might need your blocks or props to kind of fill in the gaps between your body and the floor. So maybe you roll the mat up. Try to keep that shin parallel. Pull the left hip forward, right hip back. Maybe you use your blocks to help find your lift here. You want to engage everything pulling up and in. Just as you need. And if this variation of pigeon is not working for you, if it is, breathe there. Here's another variation. You can take about 90-degree angles with both feet. So your right shin is parallel to the top of the mat. And you can just bring your left knee next to you and work here, finding that lift here. Okay? You've got your pigeon. A couple more breaths, working on that lift. Maybe even bringing your hands to your hips. Maybe you keep them grounded. Right hip back, left hip forward. One more inhale. Exhale, walk the hands forward. Release the right hip to the mat. And bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. Bound angle pose. We're just going to sit upright here for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then pigeon on the other side. Again, if you're taking that variation, just bring that right down about 90-degree angle. Spreading your arms wide, sitting here, finding that lift still. So engaging the bandhas, lifting up. If you're taking that full pigeon, walking that right leg behind you. Front shin parallel to the top of the mat. Using your blocks if you need. Find that lift. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. Being gentle with yourself. Inhaling, lifting. You can keep your hands grounded as well and still find that lift. But using the blocks can be super helpful here. Find your space and breathe into it. For me, that lift is just not working on this side, so I'm going to be here. Relaxing your shoulders, lifting the heart, tucking the chin. Breathe. Hugging inward. Stay with your breath. Take about 3 to 5 more rounds of breath here. And then on your exhale, gently release, coming back to our bound angle. Soles of the feet together, knees open. This time we're going to fold forward. So sit up straight, relax your shoulders. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, bring it forward, hinging at the hips. Maybe grabbing your toes with your hands and releasing your head downward. Breathe. Open up, exhale. Inhale, begin to sit up. Straighten the legs long out in front of you for a forward fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Reach the belly forward. Reach the heart forward. Find your fold. Drop the head and the gaze. Let it out. Lengthening on the inhales. Melting towards your legs on the exhales. On your inhale, look up halfway. Roll the shoulders back and then sit up with a straight back. You're going to bend into your knees and lower onto your back. Let's take a supine twist here. So you can take a couple different variations. I like to cross my legs, shift the hips to one side and lower down. You can do that. Or you can do that without crossing the legs, just shifting the hips to one side, knees to the other, or any other variation. Remember to extend the opposite arm and look over the opposite shoulder from your knees. Just enjoy the twist. Begin to release down. Finding your breath with your awareness. When you're ready, inhaling back to center and switching sides, shifting the hips the opposite way, lowering the knees down and extending the opposite arm, letting your gaze follow. Noticing how it feels to breathe deeply in the twist. How the body releases to the earth on the exhales. And take a final round of breath here. And then coming back to center. Draw the right knee in towards your chest as you extend your left leg long. Take wind removing pose. Flatten your left foot. And as you squeeze that right knee down towards your armpit, press out through that left foot. Tuck the chin, lengthen the spine. And then gently release and switch sides. Drawing the left knee in, clasping your fingertips around the top of the knee. Lengthen that right leg long and flat through the foot like you're pressing your foot against a wall. Press the shoulders away from the ears as you squeeze that left knee in. Tuck the chin. Final breath here. Then hug both knees in, wrapping your forearms around your shins, giving yourself a hug. Taking any final movements, postures, breaths out that you need. And then releasing down to your Shavasana. Lengthening the legs out on the mat. Exhaling out the biggest breath out you can. Starting with your toes, scanning the body up to the ankles and the legs. relaxing every inch, allowing the hip points to melt down, the belly to soften, the rib cage to release towards the back body, with the arms and the shoulders melting into the earth. The heart space softens. Relax the neck and the jaw. Soften the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Feel the eyelids become heavy as you close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And feeling the back of your head supported against the floor, the earth. And just let yourself be. Release the awareness of the breath. And enjoy this rest, however long you need.